All right, guys. Good morning. Good afternoon. Sorry for the delay for today. We had just minor technical difficulties. So we are looking at GJ here. So it did open up with a gap right here, as you can see. So again, with the uncertainty with gap openings, especially over the weekend, normally we see the price come back and fill the gap here, right? So looking at this range here, so we have, it's a pretty large range here, or potential range here, so 80 to 85 pips. But again, the uncertainty lies, this is a large range, let's remove that for now. The uncertainty lies with an early movement in this setup is because we're still looking for the second touch, but you can see that there's an EMA above here, right? So that gives us a little bit of the confidence to potentially have a setup here, right? But again, we are approaching London opening. Over the past couple sessions that we had last week, we've seen how it can work in our favor or against us, right? To the point where we may get stopped out. So there is a 30-minute EMA in between and a 15-minute EMA and a 5-minute. So there's a 3 or 4 EMAs in between this range. Again, this is a rather large range. It's not a small range, right? So we can't anticipate the full move to complete within, the London session or London opening within a few minutes, or sorry, not within a few minutes, within the hours of the London session, right? So this may pick up after or pre New York session, but we can't say much right now. But you can see that it is retracing back into this larger range, but on the smaller end, we have been in, I wouldn't call this a perfect range here right now. So, yeah, we're going to wait on for London opening. So we'll take a look at that. And we'll be patient with the London opening here. However, let's take a look at USD CAD. I did have something aligning for USD CAD as well here. So let's take a look at this right here. Right. So this is on the 5-minute. Let's see how large this setup is. No X at the bottom. Can we get the potential entry here? Let's see. And let me calculate the range here. So 9-10 pips. It's a pretty small range here, right? So there's a no wick candle up here. This current 50-minute candle has no wick. So we could see it push down, right? Nothing solid. There are 2 touches on both ends. Gives us a little bit more of a confirmation for the third touch to come up here. Let's see if there's an EMA tap above. Yeah, so there's a 5-minute EMA approaching the range here, right? So we're going to have to wait and see if we can get this set up, but I do want to see what's going on with GJ here. So we do have a no wick candle here. Actually, no, there is a wick. No, sorry, this one right here, actually. Yeah, so there is a non-wick candle here. Right here. And yeah, but again, it's not a clear range to trade, right? Yeah, there is some type of a consolidation in this area, but it's not solid enough for us to take a setup here. This USD CAD looks more convincing, but I wouldn't take a trade on USD CAD 10 minutes prior to London opening, right? So we're going to wait here unless we can get a move down here, but it's looking like a clean move here that we can enter. but the certainty is it's not there. Let's look at the higher time frames here. Can we get a push down on USD CAD? Yeah, I'm not certain about this move, so I'm gonna pass on this one just because of the higher risk. The GJ setup is not lining up fully, and therefore I am not confident entering a USD CAD setup in a in a London opening session, right? So I'm gonna pass on this one, but it looks like a clean range. But we have about 6 or 7 minutes prior to London opening, so pass on that. If we want to call this a range, let me remove this larger range here just for the time being. If we want to call this a somewhat of a range here, you can, where it's probably a very small range here. Yeah, 14, 15 pips. Nothing solid, but there is something here where the GJ is setting up to come down to the daily EMA, right? So we can see that there's a huge bullish movement for GJ, or sorry, bearish movement. So we're going to have to wait, right? So for these type of setups, normally if you were here last week on the live streams, you'll see that we did take setups prior to London opening, but we had more confidence in taking the setups, right? We're not getting a proper range setup for GJ, and neither are we, that sure, right? So if anything, it would be a high risk setup, and I'm not willing to take such a high risk setup. I will line up this larger end, but again, we're waiting for the second touch to form somewhat of a consolidation zone here before we get the second touch up here. But again, this is a large range. This is not a small range by any means. Let me just show you guys. This would be on the higher end of a scalping range, intraday range, 80 to 85 pips. So we can get the second movement. There is an EMA approaching. However, we're just 5 minutes away from London opening. So let's be patient here. Let's see if we can still get a setup. And then we can go ahead and proceed, right? But there is a gap that appeared, during the opening. So because there was a gap here over the weekend with the opening today, most often than not, the gap does fill up, right? So the 30 plus pip gap, we could see price come up here, not only tap the 1 hour or possibly a 2 hour, and come back down, right? So we're going to have to be patient with this one. I would love to take the longs here, but again, there's uncertainty because of the larger time frame EMA here. This is the daily EMA, right? So we can see that GJ is chasing that EMA. With the London opening, it may push it further down to tap it and then maybe come back up, right? So daily can still be a wick into this larger range. I removed this range because it was blocking off the existing range that we drew within it, but you can see that this was a clean, large range here that spanned over the 2 weeks up to last week. Look at this clean range all the way down. And now you can see that it's exposing downwards once it got the 3-3 touches exact. But again, it can come back up. However, the push down seems pretty legitimate over the long term, right? So we could see price come back up, maybe potentially tap the 2 or 4 hour EMA, and then make its way down, right? But again, we're looking at trading the range here. Again, GJ will still be in this smaller range and has left this larger range potentially we'll see this week. But that is our higher time frame analysis here. So we'll look to be patient with this one for now. But a lot of action happening. A lot of things could develop today, even up to the New York session and into New York opening as well. USD CAD is still aligning. Again, I'm not that confident with USD CAD, especially in a London, opening atmosphere, just because the GJ setup is not that clean currently, right? Yes, we do have this smaller consolidation zone, but it's nothing too exact here for me personally. Again, the 1 hour could definitely be a fake out here. Let's see how long that wick would be. Potentially a 22 pip wick and right back into this potential range. Right, so sometimes it's good to draw key marks or key markers to for you to designate some specific zones within a given range and a potential top end and bottom end of the range, right, whichever way the price may be headed according to your bias or analysis. And you just have to just be patient and see how price moves and if it does get to your target zone, right, for an entry and so forth. Alrighty, so just a minute left into London opening. So the 1 hour won't close into this potential range that we've drawn out here, or bottom end of the range. Again, potential range. But the 2 hour, actually the 2 hour will close below as well. There's still the 4 hour here. Again, we did see the daily EMA below, right? So GJ can definitely be chasing that to only tap it and come back up, right? Even the daily could be a whole wick. We don't know. More than 100 pip wick, right? We did see that gap above. So it could definitely come, tap this and then go right back up. So this is something that we have to wait. Here comes London opening. So USD CAD and then back here. Okay. Seems like GJ is pushing. But not enough steam. Let's see. Again, I would love to go for a long if it crosses above this, but there's a non-wick candle here for a fill-in, an EMA tap here, even the 15-minute EMA is above, but the 5-minute EMA tap plus a non-wick candle, and it could return and go right back down. But you can see now London opening is looking to go bearish here. And one more bearish push, and it could definitely, go down and tap the EMA, right? So we're about how many pips from the EMA? Again, when it's in a breakout, or when it appears to be in a breakout, we don't want to trade those type of setups, right? Because those setups will stop us out, right? Because if it's headed that direction and is sometimes nothing will stop, from price getting there, right? Especially these EMA taps, when they get really close, you can see that they may tap, come back down, and then push back up. Not saying in this case it will, right? There's London opening, it's high volume. It could, go the opposite direction here. Again, USD CAD is coming up here. Okay, so I'm thinking of maybe, above this red zone here, maybe putting up a long, but it's just too early right now. Let's see here. So yeah, the 4-hour is looking like a wick here, but doesn't have enough push to get through this. Right, so that again, that EMA is not giving us a good confirmation. The daily EMA, the higher time frame EMA, but I may go ahead and do some buy stops here if we do get that push. Now let me go ahead and first draw out or put the horizontal ray where the daily EMA is, right? So I get a better idea here. So you see we have the daily EMA around what, 30 pips from where price is at right now. So it's not too far. Not too far. Let's look at USD CAD. Right, so it's appearing that USD CAD may have a better chance of getting to the target end of the range than GJ itself, right? Because of the EMA, it may come and drag this down here. So let's just wait a bit here. Right, so the daily EMA is not too far off. Alrighty, so again we see GJ pushing up here. Right, so we're still just 6 minutes into the London opening, so it's still consolidating in a small zone. It's non-tradable at the moment, right? Even though it is about 20 pips or so, right? I would have to see some type of movement above or below to either take either end. So let me remove this large one and see if we can start placing some, either ends of the range here, potential, and see if we can drop something here. Let's see. Okay. Because it is in this consolidation zone, so there's no doubt in that. Now let's line this up. Okay. Could we get that EMA tap and then it shoot back down? Okay, yeah. So this is a, yeah, if we calculate all of it, we'll get around 18 to 20 pips. Yeah, it's around 18, 19 pips. Now, if G just pushes down further, again, we do have the daily EMA, right? Again, when GJ is making a push towards an EMA, or is making a push towards one area, and there's a higher time frame EMA, likelihood increases, right? Again, high top-down analysis will show that as well. But if GJ comes up here and fills this non-wick candle here along with the tap here, I'll be looking to take, some sell stops here. Some GJ sells down here, potentially to come down and maybe not only to the end of the range, but also to the daily EMA. So just have to be patient here. So we got USD CAD, and then we could take the buys here as well. So two setups could be forming very, very soon. I'm just going to get the text ready here. So what is that? 182, 900, okay. Again, this is not active. Until I don't remove that again, because we're going to wait for the price to reach above, right? We're going to wait for the price to potentially tap the EMA, fill this non-wick candle, and then we can take, look at the sells here. But this is not active right now, so do not enter at this time. And USD CAD right here. Looking at sells above 35, or buys, sorry. Buys above at 1.35. Let's give it a little bit breathing room here. So 980 maybe. Okay, let's do that. Yeah. 35, 980. Again, not active yet. Okay, let's put it right here. Let's do 970 here actually. So where the price is right now to where it would be set up, the setup would be 970. Okay, so about 2.5 pips. Again, USD CAD usually has a very small spread. Get GJ push back down here. Yeah, I'm going to need one more push down from USD CAD to get the buy stops act like ready, right? So nothing yet. Right, so it's very, very important that you guys watch the stream and listen to the audio fully, because there's the right time to place it. Again, majority of the time, we're going to be setting up sell stops or buy stops, right? So it's very, very critical that we execute in a timely manner, but also being patient, disciplined, and timing. Again, so looking at GJ potentially coming up here, tapping the small time frame here, 5-minute time frame, plus filling up the non-wick candle here, and then looking to have sells activated. But it's still in this consolidation zone. On the other hand, we have USD CAD potentially pushing down here. Again, there's been a bunch of bearish candles here, 1 hour candles. So again, if GJ does not come back up and it continues to push down towards the daily EMA, then I will remove this, right? Or I won't even have this anymore, right? The idea of even having sell stops once price reaches above. And USD CAD is pushing down now. And it seems like so is USD GJ. They both are following the same direction here. Again, I'm looking at GJ to see if I want to go ahead and place the buy stops for USD CAD, but USD GJ is also pushing down here. So let's just be patient here. Alrighty, so we can see now USD CAD pushing down. Still not activating this buys because I don't like how GJ was moving. But you can see how we slightly modified or adjusted our range here for us to better work with the overall support resistance here, right? So the bottom end now is more aligning here. I don't have to draw out a larger kind of pip range here, right? So we can keep it moderate here of size. And still waiting for this push. Let's see here. Okay, let's get that push. Now again, if I get one more certainty here. Yeah, we could get that one more push here. We had a new 50-minute candle pushed up here. Again, I will let you guys know when I do activate these trades. Nothing is active at the moment, right? It's very critical that we follow the game plan appropriately, and not be too impulsive here, right? So let GJ rise above, and USD CAD is below the current range that we've drawn out. But again, that's a potential setup, right? So we do have the two touches. The third touch can form, but we have to see how GJ is moving here, because again, this is more GJ session than USD CAD. And you guys can see now the reason why it's not good to enter right when it does reach that second touch, second to second touch. You can see why we were patient. This doesn't obviously come with experience, but we were patient here to not enter over here. We could have been in a drawdown and potentially been stopped out. If it continues to go bearish, right? That's why we have to be patient. Sometimes you can see that in this session. From my experience, as I am mentioning here, is that from my experience is that yes, USD CAD may have been in a clean range, but that's not its prime session, right? GJ's prime session, and if it was moving not accordingly, then I didn't feel confident enough to enter here for USD CAD, right? So I left it. Now we can have a better setup here and a more clean setup by just being a little bit more patient and disciplined. So following your game plan along with experience is wisdom on the charts. Even this setup right here. So let's just say we got the two touches now, 1 and 1 here, and then we got 2 and 2, and we could have entered these buys, but they were a little high risk because look what is below the range. It's a daily EMA, which is just shy of 13 pips, from being tapped. So high risk here. Even these buys would be high risk. So missing these setups, I wouldn't say missing, but avoiding these setups would be in your best interest because you're lowering your risk, right? You're increasing your risk by even attempting to trade such range setups. It's not every day that we have a daily EMA, below a 20 pip range, which is again a very small range for GJ. So being careful here is the only thing, and avoiding the setup possibly would be the best thing to do here. Again, USD CAD is still continuing to go bearish. GJ is coming back down, but not forcing an entry here. Alrighty, so let's see. It's in this consolidation zone here now. What is that, like 10, 11 pips? You can see, again, USD CAD. There's less confidence that it's going to reach back here this early in the hour, right? Potentially it can over the course of the hour, but Right now, it's still not showing signs or strong signs. And likewise for GJ. Again, let's just be a little bit more patient here. Nothing, no setups and no trades are active. Again, I just write the text here so to give you guys an idea. But nothing is active. Okay. Possibly can wait for the next half-hour candle. It's about 6 or 7 minutes away now. See here. Unless GJ can give us that big push. So we can look to enter once it does reach above here. So yeah, it's about 5 pips. 5 to 11 pips is the distance between the non-wick fill, candle fill, and the EMA. Again, it doesn't mean that price may come up here if it doesn't want to fulfill that range. But it can certainly tap the EMA, which is right above the range. Alrighty, so it's got 6 minutes left here. Okay, and just looking over the chat, yes, thank you for the kind words. And the EMA that I use is the 50 EMA. And we're in our last 5 minutes. Again, still not confident in either setup as of yet. You can see G is pushing down, potentially in this smaller consolidation zone here. And again, the more you guys, the more members that join the stream, one, there's amongst, I'm assuming other benefits, but one of the main things is that you guys will see that I practice a lot of discipline and patience, right? We have to be patient with the setups. Any setup, that is coming up or approaching, we take a look at it from different biases, from different angles, different time frames. We assess it. We make sure that it's going to be of medium or low risk, and normally that is because of patience and the correct entry, right? As I mentioned here, for anyone that would enter early, this could have just pushed down, right? And again, depending on the percentage of risk, this could have continued on a larger drawdown, right? But again, the key is that the game plan needs to be followed, right? I mentioned to you guys why I didn't feel comfortable about the setup, because this is not USD CAD's prime session, right? If GJ is not following along in the prime session, in its prime session, but USD CAD is, then that's a little bit of a deception here, right? And to avoid that deception, I would not execute either pair, and instead wait to see a better confirmation. Even if the range is accurate, see a better confirmation and avoid the current entry. All right, still patiently waiting here. Again, GJ is pushing down, small consolidation zone here. USD CAD is pushing down itself as well. So nothing concrete yet. Just wait a couple minutes for the 30-minute closure. Alrighty, so with the 30-minute candle opening, it might continue in this consolidation zone or is chasing the daily EMA, right? Let's see. USD CAD trying to make its move back up. Again, still nothing concrete. Again, over the last couple weeks, I have mentioned again with our strategy, we're normally going to get a setup, right? In either session, the London or New York session. However, there may be one day out of the few 5 days, 5 trading days in a week, that there may not be a setup that's ideal and lower risk, right? So for us, we need to be careful with that. And you can see GD is pushing down here. Let's see if it makes its way down to the EMA or continues in the consolidation zone here. Again, GJ was at the bottom end of this range, but the thing is, again, the daily EMA right here is not making me trying to enter it here, right? So it's not convincing enough for me to enter, even if GJ is dribbling around the bottom end of the range. So we need a stronger confirmation here. Again, we do have this smaller range right here, right here, 1 1 2 2. Can come up here, but again, can expose itself up to the EMA now. So the EMA is very, very close to the top end of this potential range. See if USD CAD is still pushing down. You can see right there. Again, we're still about 25 minutes away from the hour closure. So let's see here how price moves here. Let's look at some of the fundamental events here. Anything of significance? There is GBP and Euro news, however, low impact. NZD GBP again. Nothing major, right? So nothing really crazy or even medium impact. They are all low impact. So we shouldn't really see much of a push in about 25 minutes, even though there's GP news, but against low impact. And let's go back here. Okay, no way candle here on the 5 minute. Will it continue in this consolidation zone or push up? So we can look for the sells. And USD CAD, again on the 1 hour, again it can come right back into this existing 1 hour range. Shall we look for the buys here? Let me just see if GJ pushes up a little bit more here. Can it break out of this potential area here for us to go for the sells? Okay, it seems like it is doing that. Okay. So now we got to get ready. So it's only 2 or 3 pips away. The EMA tap. Will it come all the way up? It's about 10 pips away right now. I mean, with the push, it definitely can come up there. But I need the price to move even above the EMA for me to have sell stops, right? So I'm not comfortable in putting an instant execution for this one. So I'm looking for price to push above the EMA as well, right? Otherwise, I will not be taking this entry. But we are approaching a potential entry. So I definitely have my phone in hand just to execute, or the desktop MT4, MT5, whichever is comfortable for you guys. Okay, USD CAD is still pushing down. But again, everything's in line here, right? So everything is in line with our analysis so far. And that's the reason why we haven't taken the entry yet. That the price was going to move away from, the range for USD CAD and potentially move up here. That's why we've drawn out these rays and the EMA here that's visible for price to reach this zone for us to have sell stops put in place. So, okay, so it's almost there. look at the 30-minute. Yeah, so the 1 hour seems more probable here. Price to dip down more than 5 pips here, 7 pips. Okay, so there's another 2 minutes for the next 5-minute candle closure. Next 15-minute candle is closing out in 7 minutes. Okay, here we're getting a push. Okay, there goes GJ right to the top end of the range. Right, and again, that was what 22 pips here. Okay, here it comes for the tap. And USD CAD definitely is continuing to push down, right? The inverse correlation as we see it. Again, no wick on the bottom end of this candle for GJ. And again, looking for GJ to push above the EMA slightly so we can get the sell stops in ready. Okay, here's a new 5-minute candle. Let's see if it pushes up. Again, if GJ comes all the way down, I'm not in this entry. Still do not feel confident to enter yet. They're going to be patient with this one. Again, it was not far off from the EMA tap here. Let's see the 50-minute here. So we're about 4 minutes away. So let's see how the 50-minute closes. Again, not active. Trade is not active for many reasons, including the EMA tap that I did not do, and the non-wick non-wick candle here. Right, but again, I wouldn't even wait for the non-wick candle. What I will do is see if the next 3 or 4 minutes for the 50-minute candle closure, the price closes somewhere over here, where it can simply tap this and come back down, or close within this range, and then the next 50-minute candle break above and then come right back down, right? So that's what I'm looking for. Again, if GJ comes right down, that's for me personally still a high risk entry, and that's why I'm not in this trade, right? Or in that setup if that does occur. USD CAD. Again, I'm just waiting for that GJ move so I can go ahead and put some buy stops for USD CAD. But until I don't get that guarantee from GJ, I'm not going to touch USD CAD. So that's the gameplay here. So there's 3 minutes left. Again, for all we know, on the higher time frame, it could still go ahead and just go all the way back up, right? Even without tapping the daily EMA. So a lot of things to consider here. But that's no issue if it does continue its move up. That's no issue because we can simply remove our sell stops, right? And that's one of the reasons why instant execution wouldn't help us in this manner, right? We're trying to keep it as safe as possible. This system that I developed here is trying to keep it as safe as possible, right? And you can see how GJ is coming right back up. And as I mentioned, this current 50-minute candle could tap this or somewhat close in this area, and then the next 50-minute candle could burst up and then come back down, right? But again, that's just a potential area where it can close and come up and come down. That's just a potential play. But let's see how it plays out. Look at USD CAD, right? So that's great discipline here that we did not execute the buys here, especially not instant execution. Still waiting to see how GJ closes, which will give again the confidence to see how we can set up USD CAD. But until then, there's no guarantee. Well, let's continue to be patient here. Okay, there's a 50-minute candle opening. Okay, this GJ is just going to push down here without coming up and tapping and then coming down. Let's see. In the last 50 minutes to end off the hour. Let's see here. Okay. So it still is playing according to what we want it to. Right? GJ, that is. It's playing right in line with our game plan here. Let's see if it fulfills it to a certain degree. For us to at least play some sell stops. Let's see here. Okay, it's going for the tap now for the 5-minute EMA tap. Again, in line with what we want the price to do. Okay, here we go. Okay, it did tap. Still not confident enough. I still feel it has exposure to its way up. Do not feel confident about this move yet. Okay, here we see that big push now. All right, can it reach up here? All right, let me just see how many pips it's away from 182,900. So about 8 pips away. Is it? 182,900. Yeah, about 7 pips away. Still feel hasn't really, the candle has not completely developed yet or engulfed yet. Okay, and USD CAD is coming back up. Okay, let's activate the sells here, guys, for GJ. So GJ sells 182,900. That's what I'm going to do here now. So 182,900. I'm activating sell stops here to the bottom end here. 182, 900. So let's do 19 to 19. So 1 to 1. So these are again sell stops, right? So okay, here we go. And USD CAD. Let's see how many pips that is away. 70. So 4 pips away. All right, let's go ahead and do buy stops for this as well. At 135,970. Right, so it's going to be a short range here. So 8 pips for 8 pips. Both trades are not active. And you can see it filled the non-wick candle here perfectly. Again, it can continue up, but we have our sell stops ready for this. And our USD CAD buy stops. Let me put that as well. So buy stops. Again, it does not mean that both pairs cannot just continue in the opposite direction. Okay, USD CAD seems like it's going to make its way up. All right, guys. So here we are. So USD CAD buy stops almost activated, and GJ sell stops nearly activated as well, right? So I mean GJ we still have some time, but it's doing exactly what we want it to do, right? And you guys can see it from the beginning of what I mentioned. The game plan was for GJ. We're moving in line exactly how it is. We were patient, disciplined, and let's see if GJ comes back down here, right? Again, for me personally, I'm looking at the daily EMA as a convincing piece that GJ will come back down to at least tap it, which again is past our profit target, right? USD CAD is nearly tapping here, so this 2 pips away. Again, spread is pretty short for USD CAD, and here we go, almost there. So USD CAD is almost tapped. And there is no wick on this current candle. It's not that good, but it's a huge spike. And you can see how it completely respected the range here. So that's really good. And we're nearly there. We do have a non-wick candle for USD CAD. So let me just put a horizontal ray here as well. Again, it doesn't always mean that they'll get filled, but when it's in line with a range, it gives us a more solidifying piece as a confluence, right, for our intended target direction. Here comes GJ. So again, both pairs are moving beautifully. Again, USD CAD does have this non-wick candle, right? So I have to be careful with this. Okay, here it comes. So we have what? The 5-minute EMA here. Again, a very short target for USD CAD. Here comes GJ. We have about 7 minutes left to close the hour. So can we get that full push from both pairs, both setups? Yeah, okay, so USD CAD is active. Hold on. So USD CAD is active, guys. It just tapped entry and potentially pushing down, but let's see. GJ is nearly active. So a lot of action happening to close off the hour here. We're in two different setups here. And let's see how they develop. Okay, GJ is coming down. It's about 4 or 5 pips away. You could see how the 50-minute was a complete fake out and potentially pushing down to close that off. Okay, here. So USD CAD is, again, right at entry. Okay, so last 5-minute candle for the pairs. GJ is not active. USD CAD is active. USD CAD is pushing through. Again, it's a small 1-to-1 risk. Okay, USD CAD is pushing through here. GJ is trying to come down. Again, just 5 minutes left to end off the hour. Can we get the full push from USD CAD? Let's see here. So let's see if it is active. Okay, right around entry. Okay, so we're just gonna be patient here to see. Can we get one more push? Again, we do have the 5-minute EMA tap here that I can definitely cross, and then we have the non-wick candle, which is right around our profit target for USD CAD. A very small setup here, but a very likely setup if we get that big push, right? Not too big of a push. But a right around entry. Let's see here. Again, GDAY is not active, but the USD CAD setup is active. Let's see what it does here. It's a very likelihood. There's a very high chance of this, completing. Again, it's not a large, profit target. Just 8 pips. With the same amount for the stop loss. 135,970 was our entry, up to 136,050. Yeah, so 1.36050 is our profit target with a stop loss at 135,890. Okay, just couple minutes left. Can we get that push? Let's see here. Still trying to push here. It's just slightly in profit right now, USD CAD. Okay, GJ's let me just move that here. So again, the current candle for GJ's is not does not have a wick, right? So could it come right back down and push right back into the range? Or will the hour close above? We'll have to wait and see. And we're just about 1 minute shy. 1 minute shy of the hour candle. So let's see. Let's see here. Okay, here we're getting a slight push from USD CAD. Slight push. So this is about, what is it now? Like two to 3 pips. Shy. Can we get the, maybe opening of the hour candle to push it up? Let's see here. Get a very small pip, stop loss and profit target here for USD CAD. Can we get that push? Okay, GJ is pushing up, but again, no wick. So there's 2 consecutive candles for GJ with no wick. On a larger setup, we can also see this now too, right? So this is how we move in line as well. This is an earlier resistance or higher end. I'm just going to remove this and show you guys that if you take a look at this, 1 to 1 and then second to second could potentially tap here, right? So need to be careful here. I'm going to move my sell stop, guys. Let's move it slightly above because now this larger range can be more in line, right? So that'll be the 15 minute range and potentially 30-minute range right here. So, but 15-minute range is looking more in line with what we wanted to. So the price right now is what, about 14 pips away. So I'm going to move my sell stop about 5 pips above. And let's go to 182.980. Or let's just make it a complete 183 actually. Yeah, let's do that. Let's round it up to the right number here. So 183 is what we're adjusting our sell stop to, because of the higher range setup that we see here, right? You can see that there's more of an exact number here, 1 to 1, 2, and a potential second touch right here. USD CAD is almost on its way up, and GJ is about 4 pips shy. So we're going to make a smaller target here now. We're going to make a 15 pip target here. So 15 pips and 15 pips. So you can see how we have to adjust in real time. So it's very important that you have a desktop MT4 or, you're very quick on the mobile device. So 183 on the dot with a 15 pip stop loss and a 15 pip profit target. 1. Right, we can get TP2 as well here. But 1 profit target, let me just label this here with the horizontal ray. So let's go here. So 15 pips is 182.866. Trade's about to be activated, guys. Let's look at USD CAD. Okay, USD CAD just tapped the EMA. So what I'm going to do, okay, GJ is about to be active, guys. I think it did activate mine. Yes. So mine got activated. So we're looking at TP1 right here. So we got to be very fast here, guys. TP1 right here. That's a TP1 target. And it's 15 pips for 15 pips. Here comes USD CAD. Again, it is at the EMA tab. So if you guys are not comfortable holding, you can close out. Trying to get USD GJ come right back into the range, but it may not. Let's see if we can get one more push here. So we have about 1 minute left for the next 5-minute candle. So trying to get one more push before we can, make an assessment here. So let's see here. One more push. Again, GJ is active for me. Okay, so right around entry. So GJ is battling right around entry right now. And USD CAD has tapped an EMA and floating around it. Here comes a new 5-minute candle. Okay, GJ is right at entry. Can we get another push for USD CAD? Let's see here. Yeah, just one more push. Just need a few more pips. Okay, here GJ comes into profit. All right, here comes USD CAD. I was looking for this one more push here, either to close or, because again, there's no wick on the current candle, right? Can we get one more push for USD CAD? On the 1 hour, there's possibility. Just one more push. And again, GJ is in profit now. But again, no wick on the current candle. All right, guys, I'm going to close out USD CAD here. I'm closing out right here. So USD CAD is closed out. Let's draw it right here. So USD CAD closed out. Don't like the double tap on the EMA with no wick. And again, USD CAD, GJ is right around entry. Let me just see how many pips shy. I think it's just 1 or 2 pips. Not even 1 pips. Okay. Or yeah, just under a pip. We got the big push though. Again, USD CAD I closed out, but you can see what happens with USD CAD. GJ, we're getting that push. Can we get it to TP1? No wick on the current candle though, right? So that's the battle we have. And it's tapping a 5-minute EMA. Likewise with USD CAD, but giving that push, right? Let's see here. So one is right around entry. One we closed out. And for all those that didn't close out, it's still running in profit. Just need one more push from GJ. Right, again, the no wick on the current candle with the EMA tap is not that convincing, but again, we could get a big push here, right? It's the opening of the 1 hour candle into closing out the 4 hour candle, right? One of the most significant 4 hour candles, pre New York session. But again, that certainty with the EMA tap, right? So it's closed out. So we got, profit in USD CAD. And I think it was around what? It was around right here. So 5 pips. It was only an 8 pip profit target, but it was a 1-to-1 risk or 1-to-1 risk to ROR ratio. So that's 1% risk right there. Because it was relatively a safe target. Yeah, normally all the ones on the stream, as I mentioned in the last 2 weeks, all the ones on the stream will be a 1% risk. I'm not looking for something high risk on the live streams because, as many of you may know, I did release a course, and to complement that, I am offering the live streams here on YouTube to show that not only the strategy works, but you can capture low risk trades all the time, right? There's many in the New York session that we can capture as well, but I'm only streaming just the New York sessions for now, or sorry, London sessions for now. Yeah, you can see again why I did close out, even if it does reach that level. But a relatively safe target for USD CAD. GJ, on the other hand, it could make its push above here, but I feel confident about this range here. That's why I adjusted the sell stop. But again, the EMA tap with the no wick on the current candle did not play out right, but USD CAD again is giving that way. And for GJ, just under 6 or 7 pips now, shy of the stop loss. Could make its push up. And that was always one of the possibilities. Just felt that this range, because of the EMA, daily EMA, it could come back down, right? And that was one of the reasons why I adjusted the stop loss to benefit that push towards the daily EMA, right? And USD CAD here. So price is GJ is just about 9 pips shy of the stop loss, but again, it's only a 15 pip stop loss. It's not a large stop loss, safe target. But let's see what happens here. We're about 3 minutes shy of the 50-minute candle. Can it come right back into this range? Or will it continue its push up? Right, we do have a 50-minute EMA above our stops. I didn't intend for GJ to react like this and maybe potentially move its way back up, but it is still in this consolidation zone. It could come back down, and USD CAD could close out in the next 3 minutes to complete the 50-minute candle closure as well. And this was our earlier range here, right here, right, which had pretty much completed. Now we enter this larger range. So this is called a range within a range. It's nothing uncommon. Okay, yeah. So somebody has asked, what is the, does it mean no wick on current candle? So simply, a wick is, this right here, right? So anything that is not a part of the engulfing part of the candle, that's a wick. So if the current candle has not opened with a wick, um, it means that there's no, it's only the engulfing part, right? There's no, or at least on one end, there's no wick on one end of the candle. And what it means in terms of, following our game plan is that normally within a range, if the no wick on the candle is, on either end of the range, it may come back and fill it, right? And you can use that as an added confluence for your setup. And that's what we did here, right? So you can see that there is no wick here. That's why we drew out this line, this ray here, and it aligned with our setup here. All right, so GJ is coming again right back up. We're about 1 minute away from the 50-minute candle closure. And here GJ comes. Again, here is what we call no wick. You can see there's no wick on this current candle, right? So it's just the engulfing part, and there's a wick on the other end, but no wick on this current end. So what it means is normally, right, and I would say possibly around 75-80% of the time, if the current wick has no wick, it may come back to the opposite end, and you see how it just filled that up with a potential wick. Now if it does come back down, right, you can see now, right, perfectly. So that question just got answered in real time with a real time example here. Perfect. And again, thank you. I appreciate you subscribing. You can stay notified again by subscribing and having your notifications on for all the live streams. I will be here again from Monday to Friday at 2 a.m. Eastern Time. That's an hour prior to London opening on a daily basis, right? Monday to Friday. And GJ is pushing up here. A new 50-minute candle. Oh, well, here USD CAD completed the trade here. So that would have been a complete win. But again, there's no wick on this. It's a lot of candles here where there's no wick, right? Could it continue its move up? Not sure. But GJ definitely is giving a big push up, right? There is a 50-minute EMA above. This was a small target to reach, but GJ had other plans. All right, GJ's been on a breakout since, there you go. So completely broke out. And so that would, complete this setup here, right? So GJ just completely went through here. So USD CAD as well. So that would be a kind of a slight break even for the day, right? So 1 win, 1 loss. I'm still going to look to see if we get this set up. Hold on, let's not move this. I'm still going to see if I can re-enter here for this setup. Let's see. Is it going to continue its move up to tap the EMA here? Let's see. Is it 8 pips away? Again, you can see USD CAD is also moving up. So let's see. Can we recapture this and make it an extra win? Let's see here. Let's be patient here. If not, I will close the stream. But if we can, again, USD CAD was just a clean move up here. Not too clean because of the EMA taps here. So we did close out early. But let's see here. All right, guys. It seems like GJ has slowed down, right? So we can assume that GJ will tap the EMA. Now, will it come back down? We're gonna have to wait in a little longer for that, right? So it slowed down after, you know, kind of breaking out of this range. We don't know if it's a full breakout because it can come right back into the range on the 30-minute. Well, not the 30-minute. It's gonna close out in one next minute, but the 1 hour can certainly come back down. We've seen that GJ has been pretty bearish, for the Monday opening. But let's see. But otherwise, we did get the, push for USD CAD. So that was a clean trade, and a very small stop, with the profit target 8 pips on both ends. But we did get that win. So we broke even for today. That's completely fine. I'll see you guys back tomorrow at 2 a.m. Eastern time for London session. All right. Hopefully, you guys, trade safe for the rest of the evening or rest of the day. And take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.